Premium laptops are a very interesting market. They're kind of like, you don't really need them, but at the same time, they're the perfect flex for a lot of people. And of course, they generally speaking look really nice. Well, Lenovo's latest Yoga 9i is no exception to that rule. This is one of the most majestic looking premium high-end general productivity laptops your money can buy right now. And it's also rocking the latest Intel specification with the 2022 refresh. So over here, as tested, we have the Core i7 1260p series processor on this laptop. We also have 8 gigabytes of speedy DDR5 memory. We have Intel's latest generation of integrated Iris Xe graphics. We also have a 256 GB solid state drive. Past that, we do have the latest Wi-Fi 6E as well as Bluetooth 5.2 standards. And as I mentioned earlier, this is a 14-inch laptop with a fully touch captive display running Microsoft's Windows 11. Today, we're going to see if Lenovo Yoga 9i is just a pretty face or if it has more to offer beyond that and how well it fares against a lot of the competition in the high-end or premium market. As always, if you enjoy the content, make sure you hit that like button and consider subbing to my channel. Thanks for watching. Let's get started. In terms of packaging content, the 9i does come in a really cool hard paperback box. Once you remove the box itself, inside you have the crown jewel itself. Remove all that unnecessary plastic protective packaging you have, and here is this gorgeous premium slab of technology. So nice, but more on that in a quick minute. Past that, you also get Lenovo's Precision Pen 2. This is their latest iteration of the digital stylus that comes with this laptop. And of course, past that, you do have the quick start guide with all the basic information about the laptop and also the warranty regulation and best practices document as well. Now, additionally, you do get a 65-watt USB-C charging adapter right out of the box. It's sleek, it's convenient, and it's lightweight. You also have the standard wall-outlet charging piece that comes with it as well. The Yoga 9i undoubtedly has one of the most majestic looking designs your money can buy right now. So for example, the entire device has a metallic finish from end to end. You won't find any cheap, finicky plastic or hard TP materials on this laptop. Of course, that does add a fair bit of weight at 3.2 pounds, but this laptop has so much personality going for it, you don't mind that. Those rounded edges, just the way it looks, is really unique in a market that's full of edgy and flashy looking laptops. So starting off with the top side, you again have this nice metallic smooth surface, no unnecessary textures, it's just plain and simple. You do have Yoga branding on the right corner, and then on the top left you have that iconic Lenovo badging as well. The rear side of this laptop is equally as stunning. So you do have a 2-tier hinge setup on either side. In between that, you have this gorgeous mesh grille that goes from one hinge to the other. This also serves as a soundbar or speakers essentially. We'll talk more about that later on. Now, I/O ports on this laptop are decent but not great. So on one side, you have a USB-A port. Past that, you have 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports, one of which supports power delivery to charge the laptop. Additionally, on the other side, you'll find that you have the good old headphone jack, one more USB-C port, and the power button itself. You'll notice there is no SD card reader on this device, which frankly at this price point is disappointing. You also have speaker grills on either corner. These do act as the woofers that work in conjunction with the primary speaker grill on the back side or the rear of the laptop. Now, when you get to the bottom side of the laptop, you have a nice metallic finish, so it's consistent with the rest of the body. And you'll notice you have this nice large air intake vent. This is of course where all the cool air enters the laptop. Now, on either corner, you'll notice you have rubber grips, and right next to that, you do have the air exhaust for the woofers themselves. As soon as you unfold this laptop, you get an appreciation for just how nice this laptop looks with, again, that metallic inner chassis. You have a relatively large palm rest for a 14-inch laptop, but perhaps the most impressive thing here is that massive size trackpad. You can make an ice rink out of this thing, seriously. You have all the surface real estate in the world. It has a glass surface finish, and the clicks are really tactile and well calibrated. Generally speaking, this is a pretty high quality quality trackpad. Now, if you've watched my videos on Lenovo laptops in the past, you know how much I appreciate their keyboards, and the one on the Yoga 9i is no exception to that. So you have an ample amount of surface area per keycap, which will minimize chances of making any typo, but on top of that, key travel is fantastic and every keystroke feels tactile yet nimble at the exact same time. Typing on this keyboard is genuinely so much fun. Naturally, this is a fully backlit keyboard with a 2-tier lighting setting. On top of that, you do have a built-in fingerprint sensor on the right corner where the arrow keys are. And by the way, the arrow keys do have that awkward design where you have really small up and down keys. It is a poor design choice in my honest opinion. Directly past the keyboard, although you can't see it, the hot air exhaust vent is neatly tucked right behind, or beneath actually, the hinge itself. Speaking of the hinge, you'll be happy to know the quality of the hinge is pretty top notch. There's practically no wobble, and it needs to be durable because this is a 2-in-1 laptop, so you'll frequently be switching between tablet mode and laptop mode. So again, that quality is imperative, and it's there thankfully. Past that, you'll also notice for the display fitting, you have a relatively thin chin, so that's pretty cool. And above that, you have really nice modern looking narrow bezels that give it a sleek look. And surprisingly, you have a really thin forehead as well. In the center of it all, you have a 1080p infrared capable webcam. The webcam quality, generally speaking, is very nice, so both in low light and well lit settings, it's a lot better than some of the competition, and yes, it is Windows Hello capable. The Yoga 9i comes in multiple screen configurations depending on the region you're located in. The one we have here is the basic LCD panel, but you can also get this in a 4K OLED panel. So for this screen, you have a 1920 by 1200p resolution, which means you have a 16 by 10 aspect ratio. It has a standard 60 Hz refresh rate. Additionally, since this is a IPS panel, viewing angles are impeccable and just generally very nice from practically any angle possible. Now, with that said, you'll also appreciate the fact that this is a fully touch captive display. The Lenovo Precision Pen 2 is nothing to scoff at. You practically have no latency when using this thing. Whether you're doodling on Microsoft Paint like I am or doing more professional tasks, you'll find that it's a great tool to have at your side, and it is chargeable via USB-C. And even the general touch functionality over here is great. Even if you're using your fingers, you'll appreciate the high quality touch system you have over here. Now, in terms of color accuracy, this is a very vivid display despite being the base configuration. You have a 100% sRGB rating over here, which means everything looks lively, vivid, and flush. Now, in terms of screen brightness, you have a maximum brightness of 400 nits, which for the most part is ample for both indoor and outdoor settings in low lit and well lit environments as well. But keep in mind, this is a highly reflective screen because of the glass surface finish, which means you will get a lot of glare and will frequently find yourself using the highest brightness setting possible. Performance of the Yoga 9i is kind of all over the place. So on one side, daily tasks like web browsing, word processing, or watching videos are going to feel like an absolute breeze. But on the other side, more demanding tasks, let's say 4K video editing for example, aren't all that good on this laptop I found. So if you're doing single layer or dual layer editing, sure, it holds its ground, but the minute you start adding more than 2 layers of video, you definitely start noticing a fair bit of thermal throttling as well as lag. Now, to be entirely fair, I only have 8 gigabytes of RAM on this configuration. You can go up to 16, which I definitely recommend because that will give you a visible advantage, particularly with tasks like video editing and even coding. Now, in terms of gaming, the Intel Iris Xe chip is genuinely an impressive piece of hardware. Games like GTA 5 can run on high settings well above 30 frames per second and sustain that experience, which definitely means that casual gaming is possible on this device. Generally speaking, when compared to AMD's 5000 U-series processors, I'd have to say Intel's 12th gen is a little bit more lacking with their P-series processors. Thermals on this laptop are pretty decent for the most part. So under absolute peak load, you can get a surface temperature of just above 44 degrees Celsius, but a more realistic sustained load will net you about 37 degrees Celsius, which honestly is within the realm of reasonability. Now, you do have a dual fan setup, which means fan noise can go all the way up to 44 decibels. In all honesty, that's really not all that loud and only happens when you really push this laptop to its limit. Otherwise, the fans are hardly noticeable and are pretty quiet for most of the duration of your workflow. In terms of battery life, the Yoga 9i comes with a 75 65 watt hour battery. Although you think that's pretty large, which it is, the battery life that goes with it isn't all that impressive. So under low loads at 50% brightness, you can squeeze up to 13 hours on a single charge. But start doing more demanding activities like, let's say, watching 4K content or even doing a little bit of editing, photo or video, that quickly drops to around 7 to 8 hours, which really isn't all that impressive again. Keeping in mind this is a P series processor, so it's kind of a hybrid between efficiency and performance. Now, in terms of speaker quality, I was pretty impressed for the most part. While it's not the best sounding premium laptop speaker out there, it's pretty good. So you have that sound bar again, and then you have the two woofers on the side. Here's a quick sound test for you guys.
Missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round. Welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head, constantly thoughts jumbled around. Think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative. I don't want to get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about to go off, I won't let them.
In summary, guys, starting at $1,080 for the base configuration we have over here, the Yoga 9i is definitely an expensive laptop, but for the most part, it delivers on that price point. So you have a great modern design with exceptional build quality. Those rounded edges give it so much more personality than a lot of the competition out there with those unnecessary, excessively flashy designs. You'll also appreciate the fact that you have an industry-leading trackpad as well as keyboard, and that display, even in the base configuration, feels great. You don't feel like Lenovo's penalizing you for going with the base options, which is always a welcome sight. Now, performance isn't the strongest feature of this laptop. While it's pretty decent, it's not as competitive again as AMD's 5000 U series processors. It doesn't max out in performance nor efficiency. It's just kind of a jack of all trades kind of situation over here. And also, I would have liked a little bit more I/O port diversity, or at least having an SD card reader. But again, these things are going to be subjective and vary person to person. Battery life is good, but not great in my opinion, again, given how massive the battery on this laptop is. But generally speaking, this is a great two-in-one laptop with amazing touch functionality, and the inclusion of the Lenovo Precision Pen 2 is a welcome addition to the overall value of this laptop. I'll definitely recommend it for anyone who wants a high quality, nice looking premium design with a convertible laptop, and also decent performance to go along with that. But if you are looking to just get the most juice out of your portable laptop, there are other options out there like HP Spectre series that do have slightly better performance. As always, if you guys enjoyed this review, make sure you hit that like button and sub to my channel. It genuinely helps me grow. Let me know what you think of Lenovo's Yoga 9i. Thanks for watching.